hieroglyphic communications. Look, I'm gonna give you some keys, all right? Some true keys to unlocking this matrix, regardless of what you have heard about it. And this is what the matrix, this is a better look at the matrix. Because let me just say this. The easiest way to understanding the matrix is following their technology. Now, you're not giving them props or falling into the understanding of them and bowing down and honoring their technology. No, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that all of the technology that you see in this matrix outside of you, the speed of it, the way it was built, what it does, whatever you see out there and you like, the design that they based it on was something in the original man and woman in order to get it. So you see how deeply they study certain things, okay, following their technology. We're a better processor, better quantum computer than anything that you see before you. You are the original man and woman, are the original blueprint for their technology. So what they show you, you must understand in quantum physics, within your mind and brain, your own power. It is a mirror, actually. See, they want you to believe that you are in this matrix, that this body is you. How can that be? When so-called religions and religious texts and occult books and esoteric knowledge all states that this world is a place observed by God and watched over by God. And it explains that that God, what the religions say, that God is outside of you and it gave you a will and this, that, and the other. Esoteric says that God is you. But how would you understand that? Well, take a look at the matrix. You are not in the matrix. They want you to think you're inside of the matrix, that you're watching or listening to this right now. And you can feel because you got feelings. They want you to believe that. But you are actually outside of the matrix, looking in the matrix through the body that they have told you is a human, and it is you. It is not you. You are outside of this world, outside of this matrix, outside of this hologram, looking in at it through the body, through the eyes, using the pineal gland in this remote control body that you're in. Yes, you are actually a billion light years within the mathematics from what they have told you. You are a billion light years away from what they have told you. You are a billion light years away from what you perceive in front of you. You are outside of this matrix, looking in at it and observing it through this body. That breaks the code of the matrix. Fear, religion, shame. This is a vessel. Take control of the vessel. Who created the matrix? We think that's what they want us to think. But if we believe or conceive anything such, then we place them on top of us from the very start. Genes, mutated genes, can't perceive or conceive a construct as such. So why give your power once again over to them? I know you have heard me say, that's what they want you to believe. Right? And that's the way you could only conceive it. So therefore those words were chosen. And now the words change. This is what we have constructed, the original man and woman, outside of this matrix, in order to come down to this planet to observe what needs to be done and change it 1 billion light years away from that control center, not this one. So above, so below. There's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't change. Follow frequency. Take a look at that technology once again, man. All right? Take a look at that technology. If they have a Wi-Fi running, sending signals to a computer, the computer picks it up. It could transfer pictures. All right? It could do all this type of so-called miraculous shit that you want to believe and give it and bow down to it. Nevertheless, we look at it, examine it. We are alchemists. We look at it. We examine it. Yeah. Wi-Fi signal, pickup signal. You got to pay for the signal or they can cut it off signals. It can bring pictures, movies, all this, that, and the other right before you. But without electricity, none of this shit will work. Nevertheless, some people say that they can use the cameras and cut it on and see what you're doing all through the so-called air. So what am I saying metaphysically? Look, if you give a person a picture of you, if you make a video, if you attach you to whatever you give to them, it is a portal into their world. Yes, why would you not conceive pictures that you are and outside of you, which is attached to this quantum physics technology output that you see before you, that you do not have that power 1 billion light years away. Put it like this, our technology is 1 billion light years away from what you see here. And that's not technically correct. That's just a observation, a manifestation, and a understanding, understanding, and overstanding. This must be re-examined. It is not so hard to understand it once you get to a point where this becomes understandable or understandable or overstandable. That opens up a whole big thing. Let's get back to the technology though real quick. If they can portal in, if you can portal out, what the fuck is you thinking about? Why can't you do this? Because you're taught to give your energy to everything outside of yourself. You look at TV And you're puzzled because you don't understand how the mind works, how the subconscious mind works. What is the unconscious mind? The body is the unconscious mind. You are consciousness. And then you have a subconscious, which is the billion light years away. Or let me correct that. Matter of fact, let me scramble that. To your choice. And I say that because I've heard people correct me, but it was only a scramble in the first place. Therefore, we'll leave it like that. What I mean is your body is a part of your brain, meaning, or your mind. Mind, body, and soul connection. Your body has to have its own mind. Why? Everything has a center, and the center is the brain. If you have a liver, it has a center, just like your brain has a center, which is the pineal gland. Your heart, listen, example. You see something on TV, or you see something happen in front of you, and as it happens, your heart starts to pound. Your brain is not telling your heart to. Your heart feels it before your brain get it. So it has a center. Every system has a center. Every cell has a center. The center is the brain of that cell. The liver has cells, liver cells. It has a brain, heart to that own liver. That's why certain things affects liver. That's why certain things affects the pancreas. That's why certain things affects the heart. It has a center. All right. Now, their technology shows you everything that you're capable of doing. A billion light years away in speed, in technology, in frequency. The only thing that has blocked your frequency, that you believe in a block. You believe in they tell you something is caught up in your body. And you got a blockage here. You got a blockage there. See, it's never in your body before it gets to your body. It has to go through your mind. It has to go through your mind. You have to believe it. See, people was not dying at all until they were told they had cancer. Until they were told that they can get they had to, let's just say just a whole bunch of different things. Let's just say they had to retire at 62, or they were told things that they accepted in their mind and it manifested in their body. That they had liver disease. That you can get cancer from smoking cigarettes. That the water is polluted. That they put in acetone and all this type of all these type of this and that in this, and that this and Mother Nature is dying, and tree disease and AIDS and things of this nature. They are manifesting that type of shit on the grid of your consciousness. See? And if you accept it in the mind, you create it in your reality. If you accept it. But you've been taught to accept everything here. But you are not here. You are not here in this matrix. Knock, knock. You are not here in this matrix. You are outside of this matrix looking in at it through this body. You are outside looking in at it through this body. You constructed this body. Your mother, your father. This is a holographic universe. It's a hologram. You created this. You came down here just like this and forgot and believe in what's in your own matrix that you created for yourself. No one created it for you. You created it yourself. all this shit around you, you can change it with a higher frequency, because it's only numbers. It's only frequency. It's only sound. It only forms from the sound. I hope I'm not entertaining any novice right now, because you have to know a little bit. I'm not going to explain it all. I'm sure you understand me. I'm sure you vibe with me. The vibrations, the frequency. Now, that means they're interwoven, interlocked in some manner. Nothing is apart as it seems. It is all one. And you created it, for it is you. It is no judge over you. This is a game you play. You made. Now, is that a little bit too much for you? You letting people write the books. You reading their books. You ain't wrote a book yet. You ain't wrote out your strip. You're the master. You playing, you're taught that you're playing in a chess game, trying to defeat somebody else. You have no enemy. You have no resistance. Your power as God here is God. Create. Every time you think, you're creating. Why would you create something like this to even think that you had to master this, when this is not real? You are outside of this, looking in through it. You are the observer. In meditation, they say the goal is to become the observer. Sit back and just watch this shit, right? Have no attachments to it. Just observe. But science also points out that if an observer is in an observation laboratory, along with what he is to observe, he actually affects what it is he is observing. He affects the demonstration. Look how easy it is to understand, understand, and overstand that something does not want to be seen. And if it is seen, then it will change in order to misdirect your ass. An observer cannot be present, because in the divine structure, I would not say even divine, within the nature of quantum physics, for instance, melanin. Melanin is a pigment in the skin, and also you have neuromelanin. The pigment in the skin defines the hair color, the eye color, and the skin color. The neuromelanin defines the life that's in all vital organs: liver, lung, kidneys, brain, all this. All right, you have two. White people have the neuromelanin, and original people have the both. Nevertheless, when trying to examine it under a microscope, it'll change its compound and molecular structure. You can look at it for one moment and it'll be this way. You know, it'll look like a tree. Just giving you an example. And then you wait a minute and it's turning into something that looks like a snake. And then after a little bit, it'll turn into a triangle. It's refusing to be identified. Carol Barnes wrote a book called Melanin, the Chemical Key to Black Greatness. She's a neuro technician, specialist, something of that nature, in Houston, Texas. She tells you exactly. So when an observer is in the room, it will change. It will refuse to be examined correctly. it will give you something to look at, then change, just only to confuse you, because that's the nature of change. That's why everything is constant. See, that's why you got to get out of every fucking thing that was given to you. They have frozen you. Wizards has put your ass to sleep. Poof. Froze your ass in time. When you are designed to move straight through that shit, you only go to something to go straight through it. You only get to something in order to go through it. Not stop and observe inside this motherfucker. No. Quantum physics states you are a traveler, traveling through the galaxy, right along with the planet as it's moving through the galaxy. We're moving through every event that comes in front of you. Go straight through it. Don't bag up. Have no fear. Have no shame. No guilt. No matter what you have done, go through it. Is this occult knowledge? This seems like kicking every damn thing out the way? Yes. Keep it moving, pimpin'. Haha. Following their technology. Their technology will allow you to understand what it is you can do, because their blueprint is your blueprint, should I say, is before you in their technology. When they come out and say, we got a thing that can, let's say, I'm just going to come up with some weird shit if I can right now. They got an instrument that could amplify the body through lasers. Lasers hit the body, and to the right of it, it'll make a clone of the body, just the outside body. They got those now, 3D printers, right? They got it that you could put something in it and it'll, you know, replicate the body just that quick, but it'd be plastic. Okay, now check this out. Nanotechnology, right? Nanotechnology. Okay, let's say that 3D printer is in sync with some shit that was incorporated through Microsoft and through the what they got, that little plastic these plastic motherboards that's bendable, like those watches that you see now that you can see straight through it, and they got a telephone on it and you can see the video on it and it's clear and shit and it's bendable. Let's say that they incorporate the 3D printer with that, right? And then with the nanotechnology, right? And then we know we got Wi-Fi and all this, right? And we got this transparent shit now, right? Okay. Now we incorporate that with some Hollywood effect monster series 20,060 shit, right? Now what the fuck do you think you got, right? What do you think you have? What do you think you have? You know? A machine. So they telling us we are fighting the machine, but we created the machine. The machine is us. The real machine, the true machine, the one that can't be killed, the one that can't be, because he's everywhere, controlling everything in that universe. They gave, when I say they, you got to understand the quantum physics. They got us trapped in thinking in one way and not following our own. They got us away from our own technology. We follow them. We don't follow us. They follow us through microscopes to find out how we did this. And the only reason why that they keep surfacing is because it is the way we chose to set this up. When you understand that you chose to set this up, everything comes in front of you. somebody say something to you, you go straight through it. That don't mean whoop their ass. That don't mean have a fit. That don't mean this and that. That don't mean get scared, bag up, and walk away. That don't mean, man, that don't mean that. You created this. It's through intelligence, intel, that you go through it. Looking once again at their technology. If they created anything you see out here in this hologram, you are projecting it. It's to correct you, to put you back on track, who you are. Know thyself. Man, know thyself. Thyself. You are not here in this hologram. This is a hologram, which all biology, all chemical thought in the brain produces the reason behind the acceptance of a hologram, because it's only projected in the mind. Touch sensory shields and so forth have allowed you to be led to believe that you are here. They got holographic raindrops in Japan, where you could put your hand out and you could touch a hologram now. That's what they're showing you now. Do you understand? That's what they're showing you. But understand, that is a mirror of your true self. You are not here in this matrix. You are a billion light years away, outside of this matrix, looking in at it through this hologram, through this holographic raindrop in Japan. You are outside of the matrix, looking in at it. You created this matrix in order just to come down to this planet to see and observe. Esoteric knowledge says that we are gods, and the God was in the ethos or spirit world, meaning billions of light years away, in a sense. All right? And we lowered our frequency or vibration down to light. Then we lowered it down again into sound. Sound created vibrations and form. And we formed our mechanism to come down into this matrix to gather the elements. But let's not look at just say not only the elements, to gather feeling. So we can feel them holographic raindrops in Japan. That technology has said that's on that level. We did that in order to, like, then they go send a probe to Mars. Well, we have done that here, but we don't send technology. We send a body, an organic body, because we are the original, old blood, original masters of this universe. We come in accepted by what we have created. The sun accepts us, gives us stellar knowledge back here, a billion, million light years away. We are outside of the matrix, looking in at it through this vessel that we have created. There is no religion. There is no shame. There is no guilt. Get over it. You'll see how longer you will live. Don't go to the hospital. Why? Don't be a fool. He can't tell you nothing except when you're going to die. And give you some more worry. And then give you some more pills that you can't pay for. You created this. Don't listen to the TV. You created this. Don't look at don't be distracted. Don't go with what you have created in order to keep you. You created this in order to keep you in let me explain. for, when we took up on the feelings, the thoughts, we also took up on a lower element that had to be in effect in order to come into this density, which meant opposition, which meant duality. See, we have no duality where we are from, but we had to develop to the Lord's opposition, no force, in order to be seen here on this planet. All right. So therefore, in that dynamic created an illusional or a force that had to be there to fight you, which it was just a dynamic, like you don't cross diode with such and such and this and that in that electrical field or you get a problem. You know what I mean? So therefore, it is something that you must wake the fuck up out of and say, okay, you know, it's no other way. Because you follow the current that is going, it's going to be the correct way for this density, and it's going to mislead you. That's why we say dumb, deaf, and blind, lost, time, and time, caught up in time. If an observer is in the laboratory observing, the molecule will alter. And period. I'm talking about blood cells. That's why they're blue inside and red outside. It has already changed. Ping. I'm not just talking about melanin. I'm talking about anything that is hidden, occult, under your skin, hidden, occult, under your skin, inside the darkness, away from as much oxygen and hydrogen and carbon monoxide and dioxide, and mixed with pollution and things of that nature. It has to come into the system and be evaluated, extracted what it needed in order to maintain its integrity within the side of its body. So once outside, change occurs immediate, in full-fledged honor. And then if you try to get to the high one, you know, the microscope, or you try to get to the one who's seeing through it, you know, they're looking through your laptop. If you try to get to that mug, right, come fucking with me, you heard? Then I'll change on you. Just that, and that's the melanin changing. I'll show you a triangle, motherfucker. Then I'll have to show you something else. And then I'll have to show you something else. And then I'll have to show you something else. Because once you try to lock on me, the God, I'll show you something else. Alright? And that's because of the duality here. But you must understand, shake that shit off. This duality, you can change everything here because it's a hologram. How do you do it? Follow that technology. Look at that technology. Look at what they're showing you. The sonar, go back to all the way back in the 50s or 40s or the 30s or whenever. They came up with the them ships, underwater ships with the sonar, right? Okay, they got it from mimicking the hidden esoteric, right? The hidden esoteric inner being of the dolphin. The dolphin uses sonar. He didn't create the sonar. He developed it organically. So they utilize and capitalize off of, which is the duality of self. Use it for technology, which is self. Okay? Telling self about self. That's all it is. You are outside of this matrix, looking in at it through this vessel. Once you know that, you can maneuver through this so-called matrix that no one created but you. You are responsible for the people, places, and things that you create. If you're surrounded by people that this type of talk don't make sense, remove yourself from them. They are a part of the program which will stagnate, catch you up, and have you thinking that you are not master of every situation. If you are eating meat, stop eating meat. Stop eating meat slowly. I did it drastically. I mean, every time I used to eat meat, going toward the end of it, or close to the time I was starting to stop, I started feeling that I shouldn't be chewing this meat. That, like the chicken would be saying, why are you eating me? And it was just wrong chewing it for some reason, right? But then, now hear this out, check it. But then I started immediately just stop eating it. But I had stopped eating beef a long time ago. I stopped eating pork a long time ago, like in '95. Nevertheless, check out what I'm finna show you. Now, I stopped eating all that for a good long time. Then I started back because of a weight loss. Listen to these feelings roll, all right? Listen to this flow change. And then I'm graduating with what I'm seeing in this matrix, but not taking everything to a metaphysical level. See, if we actually go along with the matrix in a format or accepting anything in this matrix without totally understanding thyself, which was the words that was spoke there, they got man, know thyself, but you are not man. Just say know thyself, you'll be closer to the truth. All right, now thyself. Thyself is not in the matrix. It's a hologram. Type it in, YouTube it. You ain't known that this world was a hologram. This world is nothing but consciousness. Nothing but consciousness. Consciousness. It's conscious. Everything is conscious. YouTube it. Conscious universe. All right. YouTube holographic universe. YouTube it. All right. Now everything you see before you is only generated in your head. The impulses, holographic raindrops in Japan. YouTube that too. That technology telling you what we are. The duality separated the knowledge. The divide and conquer. Well, as soon as you got duality, you have divided. Who said all this bullshit? You did. Who can change all this bullshit? You could. You can. You would. You will.